Yo, yo, yo! Welcome back to the MMA Short Show. It's always your boy, Steven Moustaris. And guys, man, I'm absolutely hyped right now. UFC 295 literally just finished. If you're watching this, you probably definitely watched the damn fight. And man, I don't even know where to start, man. I really don't even know where to start. This fight card was so perfect from top to bottom. Doesn't matter what you're talking about. Oh, Alex Pereira on 7 UFC fights, becoming a 2-division champion. Holy shit. Oh, Tom Aspinall stepping in on 2.5 weeks notice, become double, or not a double champ, but interim champ against the scariest guy out there. Freaking absolutely massive. Mackenzie Dern getting, absolutely exposed by Jessica Andrade. Like, the whole night was just absolutely insane, guys. Even, Donald Trump being there, Nate Diaz being there, everybody being there. It's one of them perfect MSG cards. It's, especially if you guys bring up Nate Diaz and the Jorge Masvidal fight, if you guys remember that. The horrible cut stop in the fights. It always kind of just falls to the wayside. These MSG cards. It always seems like, man, they're about to be stacked, and then something weird happens. So for a night like tonight to just end up so perfect, every card on the main card or every fight on the main card was a finish. Like, what more can you ask of as a fan? Like, seriously, what more can you ask of? So like, where do I even start, man? The one thing I probably should say, like, I don't know about you guys. Did you guys think that stoppage was early? Because if I'm being honest with y'all, I really thought Alex Pereira I thought that was a decent stoppage. I thought once he knocked him down and Yuri's on his knees, trying to fight for position, and Alex is just raining them elbows down. Once he kind of fell back and everything, I thought personally it was done. But I totally get it, man. I totally understand where everybody would be at right now. Like, me personally, if that was one of my favorite fighters, if that was John Jones tonight fighting Stipe, John Jones is my favorite guy, so I'd have been stressing all night. But if he would have got finished like that, he was still kind of there a little bit, I'd have been upset too. So it's like, these guys are favorite fighters. Even if they're not your favorite fighters, all of these fighters, all of these ladies, it doesn't matter who it is in UFC, PFL, Bellator, it doesn't matter where. These guys fight to become a champion, man, because they love it, because they want to be the best that they possibly can. So when they get there at that night, and you have something like Yuri Prochazka tonight where he does have a strong argument that was an early stoppage, even though he was, on Queer Street, definitely was in trouble, definitely got hurt. It's still sad to see. And it sucks, too, for Alex Pereira. If we're going to look even further, man, it's 2 title fights now. The first one against Izzy, and then this one where it's like the light kind of gets taken away, kind of gets dimmed away on Alex because, another controversial finish. And we cannot be taking this out on Alex Pereira because it's not his fault, man. It's not his fault that the ref jumps in and does this. So, first things first, off that Alex and Yuri fight, man, just the beginning alone, when them guys are standing in the center of the octagon just staring at each other, didn't blink once. If that was a blinking contest, the entire universe lost, and those two were still winning. They're probably still staring at each other without blinking. Like, that shit was so insane to see Alex stone cold staring at him, Yuri almost like having like a devilish smile on him. It was absolutely insane. I was super impressed by Yuri Prochazka. I thought he looked phenomenal. I thought he was starting to run away with it right before he kind of got overzealous and got a little stuck there. So it's absolutely insane to sit here and think after 7 fights for Alex Pereira in the UFC that this man's a 2-division champ. We watched Michael Bisping fight 50 times in his career before he even got a title shot at 70 years old. We've watched Beneil Dariush, who's, maybe one of the more, whatever fighters now. I guess he's lost or whatever to Charles Oliveira, and it's a little weird thing. We watched him beat 10 guys and then just to fight Charles Oliveira to lose and never even get a title shot. We'll watch all these guys. Bilal Muhammad right now. We can go on forever. RDA, Tony Ferguson, Habib, all these guys who had to fight 14, 15, 16 times to get to a title shot. And this man off of 7. And honestly, it's more so just his past with Israel Adesanya kind of just bumps him up. And I'm not calling him a fraud here, but it still just kind of feels crazy to me that Alex Pereira here is a champion, a 2-division champion, when he really hasn't had to fight any grappler. Like, it's insane to me. Like, if he went back to 185, we got to be honest here, guys. Marvin Vettori, if he would just not get hit by one left hook or something by Alex Pereira, there's a strong chance of Marvin Vettori is your 185 champion if he just goes out there and just kind of lays and prays on him and just looks for position. Same at 205. If this man fights Magomed Ankalaev, there's a strong chance Magomed Ankalaev goes out there and 50-44s and 50-43s him. That's how bad it could be. So, like, it's just insane to see what is going on, but it's not his fault that he's that good. And regardless, I don't care what I'm saying either. As great as, people are grappling and everything, have fun taking down that big, strong man and have fun. We've seen some people have some crazy, position on this man. He still can't do anything. So just absolutely shouts out to the man. And then really, though, honestly, probably the biggest story, if we're being honest here, especially since John Jones and Stipe backed out, Tom Aspinall. I was saying it this entire time. I think most of us were saying it here. I mean, unless you're unless you kind of just believe in Sergey Pavlovich's power, I think there's a point when a heavyweight, we see it all the time where these guys like Cain Velasquez, Cain Velasquez probably didn't hit the hardest in the heavyweight division, but that man was so smart, so skilled, so fast that you're never going to see these guys get hit. Same with Stipe. That man Stipe was doing the damn thing for years. Like, you see these guys come in here, and usually when they're the faster ones, DC, that's why he was so good. So, like, I don't know. It really felt like Tom Aspinall, and this was his moment. But it's always scary off 2.5 weeks' notice. You never know. Sergey was definitely training a little longer than Tom. But to watch Tom Aspinall do the damn thing, guys, that was so damn impressive. This man's going to be an absolute star. And now this is where it gets difficult, too. Like, not only did he get – if you guys don't know about his dad and his relationship, you guys need to go look that up because you're going to start crying now. If you have a dad, if you don't, whatever. It's so beautiful what they got. You've seen it in the post-fight interview. But here's where we get crazy now. You know, I think we all were sitting here like, okay, whoever wins this fight, they're going to have to wait a year. Because John Jones, Stipe seems like it's going to happen. It seems like those guys are going to retire each other. But then we're sitting here, and now after a performance like that where Tom Aspinall goes out and knocks out the biggest heavyweight puncher that we have now that Francis Ngannou's not there, like, man, what's more impressive than that? Maybe he fights Stipe in a couple months. Is that what we might see now? He might fight Stipe for the real belt, and then John Jones, when he can come back, he gets the winner. I just don't know, man. I just never thought that John Jones would fight either one, Sergey or Tom Pavlovich, or Tom Aspinall. But it's almost going to be hard to deny now. So, like, I don't know, guy. You tell me. Do you guys think that John Jones is even going to fight Tom Aspinall? Do you think he finds a way to be like, oh, I'm going to retire? Because, like, let's be honest here. I know John Jones isn't thinking of it this way, but as a John Jones diehard right here, like, if I'm John Jones right now, I'm looking, hey, man, I've done everything in the world. I did go up and beat Ciryl Gane and became the heavyweight champion. So, like, what's that going to do? And if realistically, if we're sitting here, what's a win over a 47-year-old, Stipe Miocic do for me? And if I lose, like, all these things. So it's like, do I want to give Tom Aspinall this big chance that he just finally get in this heavyweight division that is finally showing some light? And he's going to be definitely the future of it. He's only 30 years old. I don't know, man. I don't know if John Jones is even going to fight this guy. And I could be wrong. You guys can tell me, but, like, that's a fight that I'd really be worried about if I'm John Jones. But we all know John Jones is crazy. The reason he's so damn good is because this man doesn't fear anything, and he knows he's the man. So just to see an aging John Jones who's going to be coming off of a complete torn pec, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm really intrigued with it now. I think for the first time I'm sitting here and I'm like, yeah, I really want to see Tom Aspinall fight John Jones. I don't want to see John Jones fight Stipe. Like, I know a lot of people were feeling that way anyway, especially with this poster that I got behind me. Like, I know John Jones and Stipe were supposed to fight tonight, and I know a lot of people don't really care about it, to be honest. And, I think I might be in that boat now. I think the only real question out there is Tom Aspinall better than John Jones currently? Like, I would never say this in his prime when John Jones was active and stuff. I think Tom Aspinall, sorry, my man, you're going to get outworked by John Jones. But right now, a heavier John Jones, and didn't look the greatest striking-wise against Ciryl Gane. I don't know, man. Against a Tom Aspinall who's a phenomenal grappler, like, guys, I'm telling you, Tom Aspinall is the future, man. And I was saying this a while back, like, as soon as John Jones fell out of this fight and they made this fight, it's probably better for the UFC's future. Like, seriously, it is. Like, now you're building up, and this is another thing. I think we might see Sergey and Tom fight 2 or 3 times, maybe 4 times. This kind of feels like that entire, like, JDS and Cain Velasquez little thing that they had going on there when they had their trilogy. Like, I really think, on a full fight camp, this would be a fun one where both guys, like, it's really going to be who hits who first. Because you even saw it in that first minute when Sergey got a hold. I think it was the first exchange. Sergey landed a couple, and we're like, oh, shit. That could tell that really bothered Tom. So, I don't know, man. This is why you guys got to love the UFC, man. Like I said, I got to sit there, feet up, just chilling tonight, just watching it, just soaking it in. Didn't have a fighter I was pulling for. Wasn't biased about anything. It was beautiful to get to watch it. And then just when you think you know what's happening in the UFC's future, they go, oh, hold up. Hold my beer. This up-and-comer's having the craziest finish we've seen in front of Donald Trump, in front of everybody. And now we kind of got to see you fight him, John Jones. So, shouts out to Tom Aspinall. Shouts out to Alex Pereira. Jessica Andrade doing the thing. It was kind of embarrassing there a little bit. Mackenzie Dern, even though her striking starting to look better. Man, it was kind of sad seeing her up against the fence taking some hits, and it was like her hands were just, it looked like she had no idea what she was doing. And I'm not going to sit there and be one to talk because who knows, I'm not the one in there getting punched, but it's just not a visual, it's not a view you want to see out of one of your favorite fighters or somebody you think might compete for the belt. So it was kind of sad to see Mackenzie Dern get exposed. It's kind of sad for both ladies, especially I think they're both going through divorces right now or finalizing divorces. And, it's happy they got that money and stuff. But, man, shouts out to Jessica Andrade. You kind of got to feel bad for Mackenzie Dern. Matt Favola getting his absolute head kicked off. Oh, my goodness, that was disgusting. And then, good old Diego Lopez, who I thought was going to get a submission, comes out there and gets one of the nastiest, quickest finishes and knockout you'll see. So, guys, UFC 295, man, absolutely blew me away. I could go on it for days. I'm probably going to do a couple videos here in the future. But, man, you guys tell me, was that finish a little too early for Alex Pereira? You guys tell me. I thought it was perfect. I thought it was good. I mean, clearly, like I said, you want to see the guys go out on their shield. You want to see them get knocked out clean. But when it's your brain, I think that's a little different of a conversation. And, man, that future of that heavyweight division, man, I do not envy any of you in the UFC matchmaking. I used to think that I was jealous of y'all, but when it comes to that, good luck. Good luck. Because what are you going to do? You can have John Jones fight Stipe, and then they both retire, which I personally want to see. But now it's like, okay, well, the whole rest of the division's got to move on. Tom Aspinall didn't take any pain, no punishment, didn't even have to kill himself for a whole, a weight cut or anything for a whole training camp. Man, I'm telling you guys, man, it's going to be insane. But I'm excited for UFC 296 coming up. All of next year is about to be wild. It sounded like they just announced the whole Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler finally at UFC 300. So, man, we are loaded for the UFC. So let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Stephen Moustaris, MMA Short Show as always. Let's go, baby.